last 11 European games for Manchester United. One win in their last 7 in all competition is getting tough for Manchester United after drawing that game again away to Fenerbahce. Welcome to Vote Sports on Vote 104.3 FM. My name is Godwin and I'm here with the guys, my 18 to talk about Manchester United. When we talk about Manchester United, everywhere is buzzing. And also is always going to be favorite fan for Ten Hag, but he's getting hot and hot and hot. So we are going to talk about Europa League, especially Manchester United, and Chelsea played yesterday. They won that game comfortably away from home, beating Panathinaikos. We're going to talk about Conference League where Chelsea plays. Good morning, John. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, also.
Well, good morning, and let's leave Man U matter first. Can we just jump to other important things? Because even in the Panathinaikos, when they were losing, my boy still showed up and turned up. Yes, scoring a goal to defend his name, the name of the House of Kings. It's a good one for him, though. But please, let's just keep Man United and continue with the rest of the show.
Okay, let's talk about Manchester United because they lost that game yesterday. They drew that game yesterday against Jose Mourinho.
They lost.
They didn't lose. They lost. Manchester United went to Turkey to play Fenerbahce. That's Jose Mourinho's team. Jose Mourinho. They conceded the first goal, but in the second half they equalized and that game ended 1-1. So what do you make of that? Manchester United drawing again. If you look at their records in Europe from the past years, just 11 games in. If you add Champions League, the Europa League they have played before, the 2 Champions League and the Europa League, they have just won 1 game in 11 games. That's too poor for a team like Manchester United. What do you make of that? That game ended 1-1, John.
It's a terrible run of games. And it's something that everybody should be worried about. Let me just rephrase that. I'll say it's a terrible run of games or a fantastic run of games, depending on the ambition of the club.
Our father is buzzing already.
Depending on the ambition of the club. If the ambition of the club is just finish top 4, top 5, top 6, forget about Europe, focus on the domestic league, then nobody should be worried. But if this is still the Manchester United that we know, the Manchester United of the fabled heroes who have donned that shirt and gone on to do phenomenal in the world of football, then this is very, very appalling for Manchester United. And Manchester United board, players, manager, everybody in the setup should be looking at themselves in the mirror, because they are the problem to the progress of the club right now.
Okay, now so if you look at that game, 1-1, Jose Mourinho, when it comes to Europe, sometimes he is Jose Mourinho. Even though they consider that game, Eriksen scored in the 15th minute of the game, but they fought back. If you look at the statistics, Man U had more shots in total, that's 12. Fenerbahce has 10, but shot on target is about 5-5. But the position for football is 50-50, so it was a balanced game. It's not like anybody was outplaying anybody. But if you look at this game, if you look at the passes, Fenerbahce had 485, Man U had lesser, 459. But generally, do you think that Man U? You talk about Ten Hag for me. Give me something. Tell me something about Ten Hag.
I can't give you anything about Ten Hag right now than the bald-headed. I'll have to hold myself now, so I'm not going to put myself for trouble. The bald-headed man, Ten Hag don't hang. That's the phrase I'll have to use now. Ten Hag, he don't hang. Because in that game yesterday, we were talking about it when we were seeing the game, and I said, why would you take off your best performer in attack? Because Garnacho, after 14 minutes, it felt like the Garnacho that we know was lost. The Garnacho that we know that would go on, take on defenders, score goals, create chances for other people to score, cross the balls in, beat 1v1 defenders. After 14 minutes, he was just off. He was just off his game. And when you were looking to take a sub, you were looking to make a sub, Rashford was on top of his game. He's had confidence from nowhere, because we're talking about his confidence level and his psychology level. He had confidence from nowhere. Throughout the game, he was on top form, getting on defenders' nerves, getting past defenders 1v1, and you end up taking him off. He was on the form of his life last night, and you end up taking him off, and you brought in, I'll hold myself again, you went in to bring in an Anthony that only played about 15 minutes and was off again. Now, the first error he made was when he looked at who will replace Bruno Fernandes for his red card, 1 match ban, and you didn't see, and you went on to take a Mazraoui, a right back, to play as a number 10.
When
in
there's
that,
an Ericsson in the side.
Ericsson and Ugarte started good midfield pairing. But why would Mazraoui play ahead of them? At some point, I was feeling like, okay, if you're going to do this tactic switch you want to do now, Victor Lindelof has not played for some time. Play him in defensive midfield alongside Ugarte, then rest Casemiro. Then Ericsson can come off for Casemiro at the later stage of the game. While the back four remains the back four, Dalot, Delete, and Martinez, and Mazraoui. Then Ericsson can play as the number 10, while Victor Lindelof plays as a defensive midfielder. Then Ugarte can play as a holding midfielder or perhaps the build-up play midfielder. But it felt different when he had to go with Mazraoui up front. And we said, okay, fine, let's see how the game goes. And how the game progressed, when you were looking to make a sub, you took out a Victor Lindelof. It was all thanks to Victor Lindelof they considered that goal, because he was so soft on his man that the man ran in, Enesri ran in and scored the goal on the platter. He was so soft. If it was Lisandro Martinez or perhaps any other person on that side, they would have tackled him off, at least bully him off the ball. You get? But he went on, and I would say they started well on the front foot, they started well, but the subs goes to me.
What John, what do you make of him starting Mazraoui as an attacking midfielder? And they asked him after the press conference, after the post-match, he was saying that he has seen him at Ajax, that he can play in pocket of spaces. I don't know on someone he means he can play in pocket of spaces.
Truth is, he can play in pocket spaces. You've seen that even as a defender, he comes into pocket spaces and plays, but not as an attacker. You said even before he came, he said he has played there when he was at Ajax as the number 10 role. He's played there. You play somewhere for 9 minutes. Amad Diallo played for Sunderland all of last season, and he played as number 10 for all of last season for Sunderland. Because Sunderland had better wingers than he is, so he had to drop to the number 10 behind the striker. He played there for all of last season. The other loan he went for, he played in as a number 10. For Atlanta before he came to Man United, he was playing as a number 10 and also as a flank. Then he came to Man United and was dropped to the bench, to the reserves and under 19s, no problem. He can play as a number 10. Why didn't you start him? Now you were looking for a sub to make. Rashford was your best option to take off. Fine, we agree with you, no problem. Why would you not bring in an Anthony when you're struggling in the game?
You know, John,
and
after
take him off again shortly after.
He was stretched off. Okay, John, if you look at that Amad Diallo matter, he was saying that he needs to reward Anthony, that Anthony has been trying in the training field. But Amad Diallo started and he won, I think, match time football.
Got a yellow card for the opposition's half immediately. As he frustrates defenders.
Ahmed got a man of not man of the match, player of the month in August for Manchester United. But after that, he just dropped off
a bench.
So what do you make of that? Do you think that generally Ten Hag is managing this Manchester United? Because I don't think this player, because if I remember, one of our callers was saying that I don't think that this player wants to play for Ten Hag again.
For me, if Ten Hag after the end of the match had come out and raised his hand and said it's my fault, my bad, I would have respected him more. But he was never going to do that. Even the blind can see that he bungled the first lineup to play for Manchester United yesterday. Like, for me, what is Mazraoui doing as a 10? Are there no other players that are there? What's Mazraoui doing there? What's Lindelof even doing in the side? I would never have started Lindelof. Never. In 1,000 years. Never. I would have maintained status quo in my back four. Why? These are the back four that are best adapted to Onana, and they've played with him a couple of times. See, Manchester United keep giving Onana every reason to give them excuse why they shouldn't have signed him in the first place. Play a steady back four in front of this man and let him build up on what he has at the club. Put Mazraoui in his right back, Dalot on his left, Lisandro beside the elite, and your defense is rock solid. Whatever they are throwing at you, you're up to the task. Then for me, I would have preferred playing Ahmad on the flanks and Garnacho on the flanks, and brought in either Zeski or Ericsson into that 10th position. That's what I would have done, and then played Ugarte alongside alongside Casemiro, taking Casemiro off in the second half and put somebody else there. But I feel he bungled the lineup, and when you bungle the lineup, you go ahead and you see that every effort to try to fix things didn't work out for him. So I wouldn't have gone the way he did. The players he chose to start that match, even though Anthony Anthony can improve all he wants in training. Until I see it translate on the pitch in a big game,
even if it should still be. Didn't it surprise you that the person I've been singing his praises on this show every time was given the captain band in defense? Captain, my captain, Lisandro Martinez. And there's something Ugarte did. We've not started seeing it translate in the Premier League, because I said the Premier League is another monster, is another beast. in the Europa League, maybe if you sign the player now, he can come in the Europa League and start giving you number because he's playing there. But the Premier League is another beast. And you saw that Ugarte went for 7 tackles and won 7 of those. You get winning all the tackles, winning interceptions in midfield. He was everywhere. He saved the goalkeeper. At some point, there was some last ditch tackle he made that had to that was almost leading to goal. You get he was everywhere in the midfield, defending well. I felt like in the second half was when you needed to play him more. You get these are the kind of games you play him for the full 90 minutes.
Yes.
Play him, bring in maybe Eriksen might, as old as he is, you bring in a Rashford to play the number 10 role as well because he can also play them.
He can play them.
Take off Eriksen, bring in a Casemiro. Rashford drops into number 10 role. Maybe you take off an Eriksen for an Ahmad. He comes from the flank. Rashford behind them. You land up front. This is your subs now. You land up front. Maybe you want to finish. Garnacho wants to finish the match. No problem. Garnacho stays. Amad Diallo stays. Rashford then Holland.
For me, Amad Diallo should be starting ahead of Anthony in Manchester United in perpetuity. For me, because I really don't know what Anthony is still doing there, but it's fine.
Anthony was gone for 17 million.
For me.
It felt like this thing you said about Arteta being stubborn. Now because the guy has taken player of the month, you're not like they are beginning to sing you too much praise. Come and go to the bench. You don't overdo. You don't need to overdo. You don't need to do. Can't they go bench? And Rashford missed. There's something I said, even if you saw the Lyon game, there's something I said about creating chances. If you create your chances and you don't bury them, if the opposition side gets one chance, they win the game.
That's all Fenerbahce,
they won that game yesterday.
Okay, if you look at that game, Jose was forming at the touchline. They sent him off. He had to go. He was actually asking for a penalty. They had to send him off.
Tackle.
Jose is always just when it comes to Jose is always a controversial manager. He was sent off in that game. Man U ended up drawing that game. They had a couple of chances to win that game. I think Rashford missed a one-on-one chance, and there's this particular back pass that almost
couldn't
catch up. So if you look at that game ended 1-1. Jose Mourinho got 1 point from his old guys, and that was a good point for Fenerbahce and Man U. For the 3 games this season in the Europa League, they have 3 points from 3 games. That means they have drawn all 3 points, and is going to be served for West Island.
And they are still in the 21st. They still they did there. They will play playoff. They will play playoff because I know where you want to go now. What if now for this knockout stage now they come pick? You know, like other people they pick for knockout stage winner. What if they come pick for knockout stage come in the Europa League?
Okay, now.
But do you think that finally do you think that there's a fundamental issue in Manchester United?
Yes.
Definitely not.
Yes.
There's no problem with Man United. I just feel like the coach is beginning to experiment with tactics that is just off.
Okay, remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. We are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports, and I can see a whole lot of comments here on our YouTube channel. Welcome to the show, guys. If you are hearing me, welcome to the show. And I'm going to read some of the comments here, and they are talking about Manchester United because everybody is talking about Manchester United. That game yesterday, everybody was expecting a win. How can you play 3 games and you're having 3 draws? You have not even won a game.
You not won a game.
The game where they were supposed to win, they dashed them the 3 goals against Porto. That was their only win. This Fenerbahce own was like, okay, fine, we know we'll get a draw. But against Porto was a clear-cut win.
You know, and they
went on to lose and fumble it.
For crying out loud, how are the mighty fallen that Manchester United will say Fenerbahce and say they will accept that we are going to get a draw here? Like this is
man,
below,
for a team facing rebuild.
This is below standard.
This rebuild that have been rebuilding for
this rebuild have taken how many years? How many years to rebuild?
Now see, understand the fact of the rebuild. Under the rebuild, there was a club takeover.
That one is inconsequential, please. You can't keep praising that card. It's inconsequential.
No. There was a club takeover.
Let's say
why the rebuild was still happening.
Let's say there is no club takeover. What is different that the Hag will be doing with this team?
Thank you.
Remove the club takeover now.
Look
what will he be doing?
Look at another key point here. You are saying rebuild. Rebuild is when you come to a club, you don't have the players you want to work with, and you are working with what you have till they give you what you are looking for. When you get what you are looking for, you should hit the road running. Ten Hag has gotten all the players he asked for, so we are no longer in rebuild. Yes. Yes.
Maguire and the rest of them sitting on the side.
The one he asked for.
He asked
the one
for.
that is still there.
Now.
The one he asked for has
see,
been given to him.
the few he asked for. If you are rebuild, okay, wait, no best. When Ateta joined him Arsenal job, who dey for the team wey still dey there now? Name one player.
It's whose fault is it?
That's see. So when the
Whose fault
Glazers
is
came in,
it?
so when the
See.
Ineos team came in, they said they will work with him to kind of what's it called, ship out the old players. I mean, the dead woods. That's what we call them, the dead woods.
Which Deadwood
Now,
is still starting for him?
Which Deadwood is still
for Man
starting for
United,
him?
many of them
And
are still in
which
the club.
Deadwood? And the Deadwood they
It's
are
not
talking
about- it's
about,
not
the
about who
Deadwood are
starts.
the
It's-
one bailing him out, match
It's
in,
not
match
about
out.
it's not about
The
who
Deadwood
starts.
Maguire has been bailing him out week in, week out.
See, it's not about who starts. It's about the atmosphere in the dressing room. You get, it's not about who starts. If the dressing room is still as toxic as it was under Mourinho, it still is there because most of those players are still available at the club.
The toxicity in the dressing room is as inspired and fumed and fanned and promulgated by Ten Hag. He's the chief strategist increasing the toxicity in the dressing room. How would there not be toxicity in the dressing room when you come outside and throw your players under the bus in the public? Remember that this is one thing Alex Ferguson never did in over 20-something years at the club. Never did. Even when captains under him, Roy Keane and co went to the public to do interviews and before they aired, he had them stripped off the air. How can you have? You say you have toxicity in the dressing room. You are the chief architect behind all the mind games. You are the chief architect reporting on who is working hard in the pitch, who is not working hard in the pitch. You are the chief architect of asking for more time while crucifying the players you are working with. You are also the chief architect not playing the players that are showing you on the pitch that they are ready to play for Man U in favor of some people who are there to just collect fat checks at the end of the week. So at the end of the day, it rises and falls on leadership. And in this scenario, Ten Hag is culpable.
Okay, let's read some of our comments on our YouTube channel. And Anacletus Obi say, until Man U remove that Ishimango that hangs, Man U will keep suffering. I feel Man U fans are too soft on this Ishimango. Oh, okay. If you know what Ishimango means, it's
Mango head. Mango headed.
Emmanuel Okitipi is saying, Nonso, the hang don't hang.
It don't hang. It don't hang.
So Emmanuel Okitipi is
Maybe
saying,
today.
who moves a right back to number 10?
I wonder.
The highest position he can move him is
Is
the
DM.
defensive midfield and not a creative position.
Inverting defensive midfielder, that is the only position you can move him to, even if he finds pockets of spaces. For 1,000 years, don't move him to the attacking
He could
goal.
have moved into the defensive midfield and move everything forward.
Everything forward.
Yes.
He and Ugarte would see. Okay, since there's Dalot there, Dalot would have played the inverting fullback. You get. Then he stays in his defense because he can also come forward and cross the ball because he find the pocket space for flank like Trent.
Okay, Bowie is saying there is a fundamental issue with Manchester United. Yes, we all think so that there's something wrong with this Manchester United. Emmanuel, okay, Malaika is saying Anthony's hard work will soon translate to something good on the pitch. Which hard work? Wait in the work.
He paycheck now be the hard work now.
That guy they cash out for Man U.
You see, when Arsenal want introduce Waneri, because I was always campaigning for Waneri. If Arsenal want introduce Waneri, they introduce am when Arsenal they win like 1-0, 2-0. You get? Or maybe they find result. They know say okay, you don't try anyhow. We don't lose the game. We'll just play. You see, they try get result from this game. You know if you experiment with this person do for training ground.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
You're still looking for a way to get into the game because you're now equal on goals. You're looking for a way to get into the game. You're looking for a way to get ahead of the game. You don't bring in someone that is trying it's not that he's working hard enough. He's trying to work hard on the training ground.
If you know, this is where Manchester United and Chelsea pale in comparison. If you saw the Chelsea game, you know that there are boys that even those that are on the blacklist or band B or band E, according to this or whatever, those guys are ready and doing press up. Let me go.
Okay, let's
But
continue.
Manchester United, they are band B or band C or whatever. They are just pensioners waiting for paycheck.
Okay, Emmanuel Okitipi is also saying for Ten Hag, for Ten Hag's mind, he is unbeaten. He's just there.
He's unbeaten, no?
He's unbeaten.
Anything like talk, he's
He's
unbeaten.
unbeaten. That's what I noticed about
He
him.
will remain unbeaten till he crashes out of the 24th position.
They cannot.
Okay, Emmanuel is also saying also keep trying to make excuses for that shambolic United coach
Try.
and team, but the excuses is not working. At Nonso,
And who go sack
Ateta,
am?
he's talking about, talking to you. At Nonso, Ateta met Saka and he met Saka and he is still there. When he's talking about players that are still there, okay,
He met
TJ, I can see you. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, guy. Welcome to the show, TJ. I can see you here. Bowe is also saying it is well with United. It is well with United. Very, very well. Okay, welcome to the show. All the people that join us on our YouTube. Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube Monday to Saturday at both FM Sports. Okay, let's talk about the other English team that played yesterday. Tottenham won that game 1-0
Yes.
against AZ Alkmaar. If that game, it was a penalty for Richardson in the second half. But if you notice that, I don't think that Tottenham Hotspur are actually taking this game seriously. The way they play, the way they feel. I think because of the opponents they are playing, they are quite not like a big opponent, so they don't need to
Who
play all the
say?
big guys. So
See,
it's true.
the thing is, they've had a squad. Tottenham also had a squad that can go in, and they have. I think they have a credible squad. Because me, I'm even looking at when Richarlison starts.
See their 5 and
Look at
6 now.
it.
Foster is starting. Davies is starting in defense. You do understand? They are not actually taking it as serious as the Premier League.
Yeah.
The thing is, anybody you call now in that side is a good side. You get, that's one thing you say, squad depth. Because you know that after your first 11, there's somebody else that you will call. You fill in another 11 and you still get results. It's everybody fundamentally working to the tactics and instruction of the coach. You get, for Tottenham Hotspur yesterday, they didn't really create much chances. They didn't really do well. Aside from penalty, though AZ Alkmaar came out to play against them, did well in their own regards to get a result against them, but it wasn't enough. Getting the red card was also part of an off game for them because they went into that game with the hopes that they'll get a draw and perhaps stay relevant. You get, but now they are not. I think they are sitting pretty bottom on the table or so.
Like if you look at that game, John, what do you make of Spurs? I think Spurs should be actually going to win this Europa League because they are one of the bigger teams playing. Apart from Manchester United, they are another big team playing. I don't even think Manchester United can win this Europa League, but let's be looking.
If you don't use man, you get hope. If you don't use man, you get hope. Now Spurs, you want use get hope.
Well,
see,
they have a
that
good coach.
thing. I'll bank my money on
And he wins.
Angie.
He wins
Every second
He
season.
says so.
Please.
You know, say we dey wait for end of season, so I'll go banter well. You are looking at a coach who wins a trophy at the end of season, and you're looking at the Daniel Levy who sacks manager when they get to semi-finals. You get, because we've seen it happen with Jose Mourinho, we've seen it happen with Conte. You get, we have seen it happen with other coaches before Pochettino. They get to a quarter-final, semi-final phase of the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, they are being sacked. How are you sure that if they get to the finals of the Carabao Cup, they don't win it? How are you sure that if they get to the finals of the FA Cup, they don't win it? You get, but at the quarter-final stage, at the February, you don't sack them.
I don't think that's.
I don't
think
think
they're going to sack
that
Angie.
trend is going to
Oh,
continue
come on.
with Angie.
Let's see now, because this one that he's proving them wrong, because they know that they will not get to the finals, but he's proving them wrong, winning FA Cup matches. And remember, next two game week from now, FA Cup and what's it called, will continue. So for Angie, he's done a good job so far. I'm not going to take away the credit for him that he's not done a good job. I'm not going to take away his flowers. He's done a good job so far, getting in this Tottenham Hotspur side to fit in and work together. You get, but going forward, because it's an Alkmaar side, they've also been good side, but they were off form. You get, so I can't give them credit and take away these people's credit. So they were off form, and I'll say it's good they continue in this regard. But what if he gets to the knockout stage? What if he doesn't get to the knockout stage? What happens then?
Well, I think that they are doing well in this Europa League. They are
No doubt,
they are
yeah.
pretty sitting very well in the table. If you look at where Manchester United is sitting on that table, you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, remember we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports and have some comments here. Again, Solomon, welcome to the show. He's saying the reason I am pained about what is happening at United is because I have seen the glory days of United and I know their capability at present, but being coached by a Tewolo whose head is just mango. okay, everybody is sad about it. I think Ten Hag, after this year, they are going to actually leave. After this year, they are going to relieve him of his duty if he does not win anything. This, I don't think he is going to survive.
You know, but the bottom line would be, we always exonerate Ten Hag with a trophy or a silverware, even if it's the basest of silverwares out there, maybe a Carling Cup or an FA Cup. But at the end of the day, if year on year, over 3 seasons, Manchester United play style, Manchester United, the way they attack, the mentality, everything, the fundamentals of football in Manchester United, if the fundamentals are not yet solid, after 3 years, irrespective of a silverware or not, you should be going. Simple.
After 3 years, now the 3 years never reach.
It should
Pikin
be
wey dem born
going.
for January.
Because
Wait,
is this silverware that they used to cover Man U fans and the investors' eyes last season and this
last
season,
minute wins
yeah,
FA Cup.
and they've started in the same trend. Nothing changed. Barak remained the same. So
Okay, let me read some another comment on our YouTube channel. Solomon is also saying, please stop saying about rebuilding for 3 seasons, and you are still experimenting tactics. Okay, welcome to the show. I can see you, Olusegun Omolabi. I can see you. Welcome to the show. He is saying Tottenham isn't good enough. They are trying to get a team that will get them going due to previous games of losing from winning position. Okay, that's a good point. Welcome to the show. You can also subscribe to our channel. We do this every day, Monday to Saturday, here on Vote FM Sports. So join us every day and keep dropping your comments. I'll be interacting with you live here in the studio. Okay, let's move over to other games, other big games that happened yesterday in the Europa League, and it's Porto winning Hoffenheim, and our guy scored again. Omorodion scored again.
the man on fire.
Omorodion scored that in the second goal.
people that they try shame now.
Now your own.
People that they try shame, they win 4-1.
No, we are not talking
They
about
score
team.
goal.
We call anybody name, ma. We call anybody name.
People that they try.
Why are you trying to pinch somebody where he's paining them right now?
Because as they sweet now, it depends
No,
them.
we are not talking about Chelsea here, but we are talking about.
Now you call them, oh.
No,
Now you go
yes,
call
yes,
him.
yes,
I
yes,
don't
yes,
call
yes.
anybody name.
Yes, I will call the name. That game, Porto winning that game 2-1. Good game for Porto.
Yeah,
fantastic game, man.
no
Fantastic
doubt,
game, excellent game. You saw them the way they progress. They create their chances, they bury their chances, they come back and rebuild. I think it's one of those things you say, who is going to be the top man up front? And they say, okay, fine, let's give it to this person. He knows how to score goals. And look at the way he scored the goal. You know that he is ready and he knows how to find his position. This is what they call an out-and-out striker, a fox in the box. He knows whenever you need someone to hold up play, he knows how to hold up play. He has the body, he has the physique to hold up play for you. Whenever you need someone to jump up and head the ball into the net,
he gets on it.
Whenever you need someone to take a shot from 30 yards out because the defenders are sitting deep and they don't want you to come into the 18 yards area, he gets on the shot. So
I think it's
for me, all round,
He's giving me
all round
glimpses glimpses.
Baba
Top or
Glimpses.
Baba what?
Of
Baba top
He
or
can
Van
score
Persie.
with his right. He can score with his left. He's
Van
good with his
Persie.
what are we
Van
not
Persie.
talking
Van
about?
I think Chelsea missed on it because he was apart from Osimhen, I think when I look at him, I see Osimhen. He's one that struggles for the ball. He is fights for all the balls. That's a particular striker that Chelsea needed. I don't think they needed Felix, but they were not sure because the boy was a young boy. They have not actually tested him. They need to go for probably an experienced guy like Felix that have probably gone around Barcelona.
Yeah, he's come on loan.
Yeah, he's gone on
before
loan. Yeah, so
Chelsea,
I think it was a safe bet for them to do. But this
but now the safe bet they bench.
The safe bet they bench. The safe bet is coasting. Chilling with something in his hand. He's not chilling with his paycheck every week.
Paycheck they play golf.
Well, if you look at Porto are actually doing well. If you look at this Europa League, they are doing very, very well. Okay, let's talk about Lyon because Lyon lost against Besiktas in yesterday's game. They lost at home 1-0. Lyon has been a superpower when it comes to France, but in recent years they're falling off power. I remember when they had the Juninho, what is that, SCN? They had a Juninho, SCN, Diarra.
They still have good things. You can call all the star players they had then, and you can still call star players they have now. Because Tolisso, Lacazette, all of them are good players.
Please.
I saw a Tolisso go into that game with like a different monster, a different beast, creating chances, getting on the score sheet, but not getting on the score sheet was his undoing. There was passes that you know that in no way would those passes be complete. And I'm like, okay, fine. If this person was supposed to be a French national, why isn't he replacing Paul Pogba? They lack this creativity in midfield. He finds those pocket spaces. He finds those passes. From the behind the defense, you make a run. He's finding the pass to connect you. And Lacazette went on to fumble many of those passes. You get now. You went into the second half. They brought in this Crystal Palace legend. Because if you play for 5 years for a club now, you don't be legend according to John. Crystal Palace legend, Wilfred Zaha. They brought him in the second half, and the same thing. They keep finding him. They brought in I think a 19-year-old kid. Fofana, and they keep finding him these passes, and yet This boy will just come and be counting 17 leg over without making any progress.
It will not blame them. If you look at that game, Lyon had about 30 shots.
That's what I'm saying.
They couldn't score a goal.
In the first half, I turned and looked at my brother and I told him, if they don't bury their chances in this first half, they'll lose this game. And what's it called? Besiktas has only 2 chances. The first one they went on was a counter attack. Gelson Fernandez beautifully, as in the run was spot on. That he ran behind the defense and nobody noticed he was running through them.
I'm not talking about it because of Zaha. Zaha plays. People don't know that Zaha plays for Lyon.
That's what I'm saying. Now they brought him in. That's why I said the Crystal Palace legend. He came in the second half. Because after 5 years, not be legend, according to John. He played in the second half. Nothing for him. And he was even still, he was now, he now released, he relieved Tolisso of his job of creating chances. You get, he relieved Tolisso of the job, but yet the chances were not still coming because they hit, I think the Tolisso hit the bar twice. The young boy, Fana, after he was introduced, hits the crossbar again. You get, you keep hitting the woodwork, you keep playing the shots directly to where the keeper is standing. You won't get a goal from it. You get, and for me now, make I come brag small. In this game, I saw 2 of my players, and I'm angry that we let them go. In the person of Mazuaku, who was playing for Besiktas as well, and Said Benrahma.
Okay, remember guys.
For both of them.
Remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports, and we're having comments here. Samuel Johnson, welcome to the show. Okay, he's talking about John Arteta met Martinelli, Saliba, and Saka, and they are the bedrock of his team now.
He met academic graduates,
and he's also saying Samuel Johnson.
I met academic graduates. I know he met academic graduates. I can list how many academic graduates this man met, and I still the club.
So Samuel Johnson, welcome to the show. He's also saying most of the old players he's met, we are the ones who helped him to qualify for the Champions League after a long time.
Yes.
So
and after he got rid of them, what happened? They crashed.
Oh well, let's see what happens with them, with Manchester United. Everybody is forming about Manchester United because Manchester United, everybody is expecting them to do well, but somehow they don't just do well. Okay, let's talk about the last game. Why I'm talking about them, because they sit pretty top in this league table. That is Lazio. Lazio are doing well. They have played 3 games and they have won 3 games. They sit top in this league. What do you make of Lazio's game? Because they are not really doing well when it comes to, if you want to go to Italy, they kept drawing and losing games in Italy. But when it comes to this Europa League, they are winning their games and they sit pretty tough. So let's talk about Lazio. So what do you make of Lazio win in this game?
I just want to give the main man, Dele Bashiru, a shout out for that assist. Fantastic play.
Yeah, that's why I want to talk about him, because our Nigerian guy that scored that winning goal in the last friendly game for the Super Eagles, he plays for Lazio.
Well, Dele Bashiru was it was a sight to behold. It was a player that you know that whenever you need somebody to create a chance, he's going to get on this on the.
And then one twin said
no good there, no good there.
Yes.
Talking about
no
they
good
won
there.
them and
You're
won
still
them
dragging
comfortably. You know,
no good there.
see. It's fine.
The team that drew against Manchester United.
Yes.
Let's be honest now. If you want
The
to
team
go
Manchester United was begging for a draw from.
they were not begging for a draw, man.
They could have won Manchester United in that game, in the dying embers of that game.
They were not begging
Yes,
for a draw.
at home.
You forget the fact that Man United also didn't have their chances buried.
Okay, let's talk about
What was that for crying out loud?
Don't take away the fact that these players are good and they got a red card.
yeah, those guys, they got a
They
red
got
card.
a red. So don't take away against Man United. They were 11 against 11. Against Lazio, they got a red card. The goalkeeper got a red card. You get, so don't let's not just go into that debate of who's better
Are
and
they the
who's
only
not
team
better.
to have gotten a red card and lost in this tournament now? Are they the only team to have done that? Haven't we seen teams that have taken a red card and still won their games or drawn their matches?
Let's talk about Dele Bashiru's
And we've seen teams
performance.
that have won that has taken a red card and do instant sub.
Okay, let's talk about
Lazio, if you look at them, I think they are challenging their energy to one direction. You get, they've not really done well. If you look at the way they've played for the past 2 seasons in the Serie A, they've not really done well in the Serie A. You can't put them in the top 4 competition
You have to put them in the shout of the top 6, no matter what.
in the Serie A last season. You can't put them. I said top 4. Normally, if they count big 6 for Serie A, you go count Lazio join. If they count big 4 for Serie A, you go count Lazio join. But now, since recent years, a Bologna side have displaced them. An Atlanta side has been trying to displace them for some couple of years now. A Napoli side has displaced them and won the trophy. You get, so you can't keep putting them in the conversation of top 4 anymore, because now they are playing in the Europa League, because they finished among top 6 in the Europa in the league. They're playing in the Europa League now. They are channeling their energy. Maybe they can win this one. And if you look at where they are in the table, in the what's it called, in the Serie A, Italian Serie A, you see that their performance so far is not good enough. But they keep coming into these games
I
to win.
disagree
They
with
keep
you
coming into
strongly on
Europa
that.
League. They keep coming in Europa League to win games. They play well in the Europa League. They win their games. They make sure that they seal off their wins and perhaps defend well. If you look at their record in the Europa League, they've not really considered much goals. You get, so I think it's a good one for them.
Our Dele Balshiru from Nigeria, he played the full 90 minutes in that game. And Pedro, if you don't know Pedro, the former Barca and Chelsea legend, he plays for Lazio now, and he scored the only goal. He scored the goal in that game, and they won that game 2-1. Okay, let me talk about the table. The table, in everything, in Conference League, in the Champions League, in the Europa League, everybody is now doing like a league format. It's like a league. So I'm going to give you top 8. Lazio stay first with 9 points after winning 3 games in 3. Spurs are second on the table, doing 9 points, having won 3 games out of 3. Anderlecht are the third. They have played 3 and won 3. That are the 3 teams that first, second, and third that have won all their games. Ajax have played 3 games and they have 7 points. Galatasaray have 7 points. Frankfurt have 7 points. Midtjylland has 7 points, and Atletico Club have 7 points. This is the top 8. This is the top 8 that is going to qualify for the automatic spot, and the others will now play the playoff in the Europa League. Okay, let's move on to the Conference League, because Chelsea.
So you count them finish. You no count mine. So you mean say
Bottom
you say they go still dig again.
Man
To see Man U for Premier League table, you go dig.
Let's talk about Man U on the
No,
table.
to dig.
Man U is they are on 21. They are 21st on the table with just 3 points.
3 points in 3 games.
Unbeaten.
Abysmal
3 points
performance.
unbeaten.
No wins.
Be saying it. Lazio unbeaten, Tottenham unbeaten, Man U 3 points unbeaten.
Man U they're 21st on the table. They have only 3 points after drawing that 3 games. Okay, let's move on to the Conference League, because Chelsea played in the Conference League yesterday. They won that game against Panathinaikos by 4-1. That is a good thrashing. Felix scored 2 goals. Our Modric, our superstar, is supposed to Ballon d'Or superstar, scored 1 goal, and Nkunku scored the last goal. Then they got a consolation. Pelistri, Nonso's guy scored the only goal for Panathinaikos. But if you look at that game in the Conference League, Chelsea, everybody's expecting Chelsea to win this cup, because they are the biggest club in that league, in that Conference League. So now they have been winning their game comfortably in this Conference League. But yesterday was another exceptional game for Chelsea. They went to that game and won that game 4-1 also.
You know, when you say they submit a different list, everybody's a coach comes in and tell you everybody wants to fight.
If you look at that formation, it's even funny.
The same thing that the Cassie played, and they want to kill the Cassie. 4-2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2. You get, and everybody wanted to kill the Cassie for playing that formation, but against what's it called, Panathinaikos, it was good for Chelsea. They come into that game, played their game. Joao Felix, now you would say that this is the player you want. Every competition, like I keep saying, it's good you have squad depth, so that every competition you have somebody to start. And when the person is starting, he's competing for the person that will play in the other position. I think the last time every other team won it, I won't call my team now. The last time we won it, there was a team starting in the Premier League, and there was a team starting in the Conference League. There was a team starting in the FA Cup. It was 3 different teams. So if you're good in the FA Cup and you want to translate to the Premier League, we bring you in. So for Chelsea, I think it's a good one so far for them. Getting in the Premier League, scoring their goals, getting in the FA Cup, scoring their goals, getting in the Conference League, a different team. Now, when these players are injured, the ones you have in the Premier League are injured, you can bring in players from FA Cup or perhaps players from the Conference League to play for you there and get you results. It's just the way it is. Squad depth matters. But for Chelsea now, I'm not seeing as this squad depth will really translate to the way it. I'm not seeing it translate in the Premier League.
Okay, John, if you look at that game, the Conference League is supposed to be an easy cup for them, and they are finding it easy, and they are winning that game comfortably. But that game is another comfortable win for the coach.
As expected.
Maestra is cooking.
Yes, of course, as expected. kudos to João Felix. He got 2 fantastic goals for Chelsea. But then at the end of the day, you are going to look at this team, you look at the way they played, and you're going to see that Panathinaikos didn't put up any fights. At the end of the day, Chelsea overwhelmed them and overran them and overshadowed them and over everything them. And in that game out, yes. Mikhailo Modric also gave a credible account of himself, a brace of assists and 1 goal, as well as also the likes of João Felix getting those goals as well. I think once the first half was done, they are done scoring all their goals. They just swapped out a couple of players and gave young guys. For example, the lone striker signing of the early part of this transfer window.
That's great.
Yes, he came in. You also have the young boy George coming. You also have Kasade and Chukwuemeka also coming for Chelsea, and so it was just a balanced way. They won the game early and then they closed out the game, and I think it's a good one for them.
Can Chelsea win this Conference League comfortably? Do you think who do you think that is going to be challenging them? Because everybody is expecting them to win. If you look at the teams that are in this Conference League, they are a very middle team European clubs that is playing this.
You forget say Fiorentina go 3 straight finals.
Okay, Fiorentina is there. But apart from Fiorentina, who else can you see? Copenhagen or what?
Chelsea is like, let me say, a shark now. I wouldn't call shark now. Let's just
in this league they're a shark.
They are a shark in a pond with little fishes, and they have it all to win or throw away, because nobody here is going to close their eyes and roll over for Chelsea. They have to end those results. But so far, sitting top of the table with Fiorentina on same points from 2 games is a good one. So if you look at the table right now, just going off names that have been in football, you are just going to say Chelsea have it all to win in this league.
They should be winning this.
There's Real Betis there. I don't know what you are looking at in that table. There's Real Betis in that table.
Excuse me.
There are people. See. There are
the
people.
only
Like I said,
contenders I'm seeing is just Fiorentina, and who else again?
You will find Real Betis did there, then they play. Genk did there, then they play. Knockout stage football. See, there's something. See, there's something people don't understand. It's not about
how many group stages have Genk qualified from in the Champions League?
In the Champions League.
How many? Just talk how many.
Leave Champions League.
Perennial 4th position on group stages. So don't come here and come and make them out to be.
Then when they meet, what if they get into, because I think last season they went into the knockout stages of the Conference League. This is not the Champions League. This is the Conference League. They play with their mates. Oh, Bona, but they according to
their mates.
Their mates, all of them, everybody in that Premier League now. As long as it's 11 against 11, they are all mates. You get the point. Now with Chelsea now. There's a Fiorentina who's been in 2 finals for the past 2 years, losing one to West Ham, losing the other one to what's it called now? Now there's these people who are there again. You get
these people.
You just tired. You get tired. Where finished last season for La Liga?
They finished among the top 7.
Where they finished last season? How many? What's the highest they've gone in?
The funny thing about this Betis is talking about. Betis is sitting 27 on this. They have lost 1 and draw 1.
They've lost 1 and draw 1, and
they're in the competition.
Wait, and there's still 6 more games to be played.
So leave that in one talk.
It's easy to back as underestimate other people until you see them show up. You get now. Wait till we talk about some team like that for the same speed. You understand? And we'll see what they happen now. Those teams came on to win.
Okay, remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. If you look at that table in the Conference League, Chelsea sits first and Fiorentina second in that table. Both of them have 6 points. Chelsea is flying in this Conference League. I don't think they are going to have any challenges to win this Conference League. If they lose it, we'll go bounce them very well. They should be winning it. Okay, you can join us in the studio to call us to join us in this conversation we're having in the studio. The number to call is 0706 048 5853. Let's take a few calls and let's get your thought about Manchester United. Remember, this is the 3rd game they are playing in the Europa League, and they drew 3 of those games, and I think it's sad for Manchester United. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, we lost that call. Okay, 0706 048 5853. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
My name is Manuel.
Your name is what?
Manuel.
Emmanuel. Okay, what's your contribution, Emmanuel?
It's about Man U.
Okay.
that coach is not a coach. That man is not a coach. That man needs to leave. Not tomorrow. Like
Today.
the man needs to be like this morning. Today I follow for that man. The man not supposed to be for money again. He's not a coach, oh. Eh?
Okay.
He buys the whole players, oh. He's the one who buys the whole players. But he's managing like he's not a coach. He's just Chifimo, what they do comedy. He's a comedian man.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, we have one comment here on our YouTube channel, and Samuel Johnson is saying that Ten Hag doesn't even have a pattern. That's the point. Look at Bruno, as good as he is under Ole. What has happened to him? Look at how much they have spent on Zigzag. Zeski, where you call him Zigzag, and the Danish Hall. Come on, guy. when you can use. Okay, I think it doesn't like this the way Zeski and Holland is playing, but let's see. Samuel Johnson is also saying the budget for Hurricane. Then, okay, that budget for Hurricane then promote an academic striker or get another young striker to learn under Hurricane. He's saying that probably should have bought Hurricane when they had the chance to buy Hurricane than experimenting with all these strikers they are buying. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, guys in the studio.
Good morning. Name and location, please. Sorry, what's your name?
Kenneth.
Okay, Kenneth, what is your contribution?
For Manchester United.
Yes.
Sure, I don't know what to say. Well, for Chelsea, I think for this Conference League, they are the winner.
They should be winning it.
Yeah. If they not win it, Abantana.
Okay, thank you. He said that Chelsea should be winning
If
that.
they don't win it, na better banter.
Na better one. No.
Better banter. Because this is you bottling it. This is what they call bottling FC properly.
Hello, good morning.
Down.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, we can't hear you well. When you call, please talk loud or go where network is so that we can hear you very well. Okay, let's take this call before we move on. You know, there are games in Premier League today, so go
Yeah, let's start.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, guys.
Good morning. Name and location, please. Hello, good morning.
Yes, it's Frank from Enugu.
Okay, Frank from Enugu. What is your contribution, Frank?
Yeah, I don't know why you guys are mentioning Conference League in this station. This is a very classic station.
So it's because Chelsea is playing there.
It's just like in England, a team that is in League One and doing well. Why will you be mentioning that?
Oh,
Already relegated now.
God bless you, my brother.
Because Chelsea, if you notice, it's not talking about Chelsea here, just Chelsea.
But it's still European competition, bro.
Oh, the guy is just going to complain about Conference League.
Oh, when you look at the league, I said this earlier before the season started. I said Chelsea are in the Conference League. There's no need to talk about Chelsea's progress in the Conference League. Just let's get to the finals and say, Chelsea has won the Conference League.
Simple. Hello,
It's as simple as that.
Hello, good
Good
morning.
morning, guys.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
My name is from Enugu.
Okay, what is your contribution?
They complete draw. They play draw soup. Let me talk about the Conference League in your studio.
Don't worry about it. Just give your own contribution. It's his own opinion. Don't worry about it.
National fans will say that they will reach team. What happened how far? When I play draw and the correlation to my club Chelsea for winning the match because my feelings is telling me that they will win all the match and win the trophy and they will form the best European team to win 3 European Cup in the pool.
Okay.
It's like a between the Europa League and the Conference League.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's go back to the Premier League. Premier League is happening today. Tomorrow we are going to prevent all the other games that is happening in the Premier League. But for today, it's Leicester is taking on Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest are a team that I'll call them the dark horse. And I think they are fighting to qualify, even if it's conference league, and I think they are going to achieve it. They have only lost one game, and they're going to take in on this Leicester City. What do you think of make of that game? Do you think that Leicester or Nottingham Forest can surprise them, or Leicester can do their Leicester things?
You know, I think Espirito Santos.
No, up for the man now. I think they've got two good coaches in the side. They've got two good teams. They've got a great team in Leicester City with the midfield of what's called Wilfred in the manning the midfield, and also a person who went on to say that Roy Keane was his legend is the captain of the Premier League captain. So in Yates, I think it was a good one to choose Roy Keane as a captain because I think he played under Roy Keane for some time as his coach and assistant coach. So he learned enough from Roy Keane to be a captain in the Premier League as well. So we have these two players who are good midfielders, great defensively and good going forward.
So indeed he's playing, indeed he has been actually doing well in this league. He has assists and he has been defending. Anyway he plays, sometimes they play as an attacking midfielder, sometimes he's CM as a DM. All round, he has been performing throughout. Do you think that today will not be an exception for him too?
I don't think today will be an exception for him. I think he's going to still be that same rock in the midfield for Leicester City. And let's see how they are going to go.
Then you forget that Leicester City brought in some couple of players from West Ham I'm sorry, not Leicester City, Nottingham Forest. What Prowse is there, and they have the Chelsea rejects, Putin Odoi. These people might go on to Chelsea and Manchester United rejects.
Okay, let's say
Odoi and Elanga.
Let's get your prediction for that game, Leicester and Nottingham Forest.
Let's kick off. I'm rooting for Leicester City this time around, please.
John?
Same here.
In Spain today we have Espanyol versus Sevilla. I don't think Ojukwu is back from his knock, but if he's back, probably he's going to be playing that game. And our own senior man is going to be playing again. He has not really been starting for Sevilla, and they have not really been doing well. But that game against Espanyol, they are going away to Espanyol. Let's get your prediction once for that game. What do you think will happen?
I'm hoping Leicester wins.
Leicester, Sevilla.
Not for the sake of Sevilla wins. The EPL. Not for the sake of Ejuke and senior man, but I just hope they win because they need to get in the conversation of the top 4 again.
Yeah.
John?
True that. Leicester, I'm sorry,
Sevilla.
Sevilla win or draw.
Okay, let's move on to the Serie A. Serie A games are happening today. Udinese is going to face Cagliari by 5:30, and Torino is going to be taking on Como. Let's get your prediction for the Udinese and Cagliari first.
Udinese Cagliari looking like a draw.
Game looking like
game.
Why would I repeat after John? It's just like saying repeat after me, looking like a draw, but it's looking like a draw though.
Okay, let's get your prediction for the Torino and Como game. Cesc Fabregas is
I'm hoping Cesc gets a draw from this one so he can start building a game, because it's not a game he'll say he's going to get in and win. I hope he gets a draw so he can build his confidence for his team and get into the next game.
John?
Como to win.
Okay, in the Bundesliga, they have games in the Bundesliga. It's Mainz versus Borussia Mönchengladbach. Okay, let's get your prediction for that game.
Gladbach win or draw.
All the same, all the way.
Okay, if you move in France, Ligue 1 is Reims versus Lavas. If you look at that game, who do you think that's going to win in that game?
Rennes should be winning.
Rennes should be winning that game.
Should be winning. If they still have sense, they should be winning.
I'll call it a draw.
Okay, this is how we're going to end in today's show. We have games on Friday. Let's sit down and enjoy. But tomorrow we have a God review Premier League because we have big Sunday, Super Sundays happening. Chelsea, Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal. Everybody is playing on Sunday. So tomorrow we are going to preview all that games tomorrow. Remember, the El Clasico is happening tomorrow. It's Real Madrid and Barcelona. They are going to be playing tomorrow, and we are going to be actually analyzing that game tomorrow on this show. Thank you for joining us on this show. Thank you for all those that join us on our YouTube channel. We do this every day on YouTube from Monday to Saturday at Volt FM from 8 a.m. Bam, we are here. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Have a lovely day. My name is Godwin, signing out.
Hello, Enugu, and welcome to Volt 104.3 FM, where music meets the voltage. Take a break and enjoy the show.
Now Alex Iwobi gets the ball out to the left-hand side. The delivery comes in. Oh, it's a goal! That's a good
News and politics.
Enugu State Governor has sent us to the
This is your radio. Gospel.
And let them have dominion.
The kingdom of God is within people.
Dalo no di ba ye kene mu ni bondi o manje mo no una na eme ofuma.
Awesome programs exclusively on
Volt 104.3 FM.